and thank you for joining me for step 2 for implementing the universal law of action. And this step is called the reframing and releasing step. You have your list of root issues from step 1, which was creating awareness. And in this step, you will be asking yourself the question, how have these limitations and these limiting beliefs served me? Now that is an odd question, I know, but it's a very necessary one, so just hang in there with me. When you recognize that at one time these limiting beliefs actually served a purpose, you can then begin to release them. And I have found what I call my critical self, that voice inside that tells me that I can't do anything, that there's a purpose for the critical self, and that is to keep me safe. Now, being safe is a very good thing, but staying stuck and limited isn't. So I now, because I know to create awareness around those limiting beliefs and those limiting thoughts, I now reframe those and I create a new conversation with my critical self. And it's usually one that starts in gratitude. That conversation will sound something like, thank you very much for wanting to keep me safe. However, it is time for me to grow and to expand beyond my current situation. I then create a new safety zone, which at some point I will need to expand again, and I will need to continue to have that conversation with my critical self. Another part of the reframing is to reframe negative thoughts. Now, in step 1, we discussed that acknowledging negative thoughts isn't going to somehow give it energy and make it true. We're not going to attract bad things to us. That is a false belief, and that the law of action clears up. Instead, by acknowledging those limiting thoughts, I can now create new thoughts of possibility. I now have a new inner dialogue going on. So instead of just letting these negative thoughts, run around, I can now say, stop, new truth. And one of the things that I find that most of the negative thoughts boil down to some version of I'm not enough. So instead of just letting this, I'm not enough run around, it can be stop, new truth, I am enough. I am connected to the ever overflowing divine source energy. I always have been, always am, and always will be more than enough. And it's just a huge difference in how that feels. So acknowledging those negative thoughts gives you the opportunity to move from thoughts of limitation into thoughts of possibility. Now, another part of the reframing is releasing. A lot of people will call this the forgiveness stage. I am one of those people that have always had a really difficult time with the old meaning and definition for forgiveness, which was somehow saying I forgive you means everything you did was okay. I never could line up with that definition. In working with the law of action, one day I had this great insight, which was saying that I forgive someone, it doesn't make them right, or what they did right, it makes me free. It sets me free. Wow, now that was something I could line up with. So, releasing just means I release the anger and hurt. Doesn't have anything to do with the other person, never has, never did. It always comes back to me. So, to summarize, for the step of reframing and releasing, you will ask yourself the question, how have these limiting beliefs served me? You will create reframes of gratitude, releasing the limiting beliefs, and embracing new thoughts of expansion and possibility. It is from these new thoughts of possibility that you will begin to act from. Your focus now is what is possible. And you have a wonderful tool to help you implement action from this space of possibility.